And hello again, this time from our Fox News Sunday studio on the road in Nashville. We came here to report on the first Tea Party convention and to talk with former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. Last night, Palin gave the keynote speech to the grassroots activists. And here's part of what she had to say.
This, like a mere law enforcement matter, places our country at grave risk. Because that's not how radical Islamic extremists are looking at this. They know we're at war. And to win that war, we need a commander-in-chief, not a professor of law standing at the lectern.
Earlier, we sat down with the former governor of Alaska for a wide-ranging interview in her first Sunday show appearance. Governor Palin, welcome to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you so much.
How do you see yourself as a member of the Tea Party movement or a member of the Republican Party?
I think the two are and should be even more so merging, because the Tea Party movement is quite reflective of what the GOP, the planks in the platform, are supposed to be about. Limited government and more freedom, more respect for equality. That's what the Tea Party movement is about. So I think that the two are much entwined, and I'm happy about that.
So what's wrong with the Republican Party that these Tea Party activists feel they have to go outside the GOP?
Because both major parties, the Ds and the Rs, have both kind of lost their way in some respects. The GOP has some very strong planks in the platform that build a platform that I believe is best to build a strong, safe, prosperous nation. When the GOP strays from the planks in the platform, a people's movement like the Tea Party movement is invited in to kind of hold these politicians accountable again and remind them of their constitutional limits there on the federal level. And it's a beautiful movement. I'm proud to get to be a part of it in terms of at least hearing from those in the Tea Party movement and sharing with them what I believe are some common sense solutions to the challenges facing us.
You say you are happy to be or proud to be a part of it. Some people think you want to be the leader of the Tea Party movement.
No, I would hope that the Tea Partiers don't believe that they need some kind of well-oiled machine, some kind of replicate of the GOP or the Democrat Party, and instead they remain a movement of the people uprising and saying, listen to us, we have some common sense solutions that we want our politicians to consider and to implement. And this is much bigger than a hockey mom from Wasilla. It's much bigger than any charismatic guy with a teleprompter. It is the people's movement. It's about the people, and I'm proud to be a part of this.
You recently stirred up some controversy, as you often do. Even when you endorsed Rand Paul as the Senate, he's running in the Senate primary in Kentucky, the GOP Senate primary, and Bill Kristol, your longtime supporter, was upset with you because one of the things he pointed out, Paul wants to close Guantanamo. He wants to send the detainees back to Afghanistan. He wants to repeal the Patriot Act. He wants to do away with any federal role in either gay marriage or drug laws, leave it to the states.
Well,
why would you support a guy like that?
He's a federalist, and he wants the states to have more say. And as we respect the 10th Amendment in our Constitution, he wants the states to have more say in a lot of these issues. But nobody's ever going to find a perfect candidate. There are things that I don't agree with Ron Paul, and yet his domestic policies, for the most part, I do agree with. He wants limited government. He wants the feds to start taking their hands off states' issues, and I respect that, and I'm proud to support him. Again, never finding a perfect candidate. No doubt he disagrees with me on a whole lot of issues, but proud to support him and others whom I can believe in.
What do you think of Barack Obama's presidency so far?
He has some misguided decisions that he is making that he is expecting us to just kind of sit down and shut up and accept. And many of us are not going to sit down and shut up. We're going to say, no, we do not like this perceived...
Where's he saying sit down and shut up?
In a general, just kind of his general persona, I think, that he has when he's up there at, I'll call it a lectern, when he is up there and he is telling us basically, I know best. My people here in the White House know best, and we are going to tell you that, yes, you do want this essentially nationalized health care system, and we're saying, No, we don't. And the messages are not being received by Barack Obama. So I think instead of lecturing, he needs to stop and he needs to listen on healthcare issues, on national security, this perceived lackadaisical approach that he has to dealing with the terrorists. We're saying that concerns us and we're going to speak up about it. And please don't allow this persona to continue where you do try to make us feel like we need to just sit down, shut up, and accept what you're doing to us.
Let's talk about national security. During the campaign, you said this about Mr. Obama.
Our opponent is someone who sees America as imperfect enough to pal around with terrorists who targeted their own country.
The president has escalated the war in Afghanistan. He has launched more drone attacks in his first year than George W. Bush did in 8 years. Given what he's done as president, do you take back palling around with terrorists?
No, I don't, because his associations with Bill Ayers and with others, he never really has, I think, adequately addressed why in the world he would have a relationship with a type of person like that who had such disdain for America that he would want to bomb, harm, hurt, kill Americans.
But hasn't he done, hasn't he done a good job in protecting the country?
As president in protecting the country, more power to him. We appreciate that he kind of went there fully with the commanders on the ground asking for more reinforcements in Afghanistan. Couldn't get there all the way with these guys, but kind of went there. Good, more power to you. And I speak as a military mom, too, saying, thank you. You're giving me a little bit more of a secure knowledge that you're looking out for our troops and the things that their commanders are asking for. I'm thinking kind of my son in this situation. Thank you for doing that. However, there are many things that he is doing today that cause an uneasiness in many, many Americans. I'm one of those who looks at the way that he is treating the trials of these terrorists and kind of as, gosh, they're on a crime spree right now. No, we are in war. These are acts of war that these terrorists are committing. We need to treat them a little bit differently than an American who is worthy, an American being worthy of our U.S. constitutional rights. I don't think the terrorists are worthy of our rights that people like my son fight and are willing to die for.
The unemployment rate fell to 9.7% in January. The growth rate of the economy, 5.7% in the fourth quarter. Doesn't President Obama deserve some credit for that?
Very happy to hear about that minuscule decrease there in the unemployment rate, but better that than a growing unemployment rate. The point is, though, that we have lost millions and millions and millions of jobs as we have incurred greater and greater debt and deficit. Debt that I believe is immoral because we're handing the bill to our children. They're going to have to pay for our needs and some of our wants today, and I think that is unfair. The point being, millions of jobs have been lost because I think, Chris, what's coming from the White House is just a fundamental difference from a lot of conservatives in our belief that government is not the answer. The bailouts, the takeovers of the private sector, that's not the answer. That is not what built this great country into the most prosperous, healthiest, safest country on earth. No, it is free enterprise. It's the innovation and work ethic of our small businesses and our entrepreneurs, empowering them to be able to keep more of what they earn and reinvest according to their priorities, and then be able to create jobs one job at a time with the principles that are free market, free enterprise based. I don't think that is what we're seeing coming out of the White House. It's quite fundamental, the difference there.
Let's turn to Sarah Palin, because there are some questions, quite frankly, I've wanted to ask you for a while now. In your book, Going Rogue, you say that when you first heard that you were pregnant with baby Trig, you wrote this: I'm out of town. No one knows I'm pregnant. No one would ever have to know. You made the choice to have Trig, and it obviously, you were showing me earlier pictures of him, it was the right choice for you. Why not allow all women to make their own choice?